Welcome to Morning Joan, the podcast where we dish out all the latest news and gossip from the world of entertainment. I'm your host, Joan, and I'm so glad you're joining me today. We've got a fantastic show lined up for you, and we're kicking it off with a look at the 2026 Oscars. The stars were out in full force on the red carpet, and let me tell you, they did not disappoint. From Elle Fanning's ethereal Givenchy gown to Teyana Taylor's show-stopping feathered masterpiece, the fashion was absolutely stunning. And of course, we can't forget about the gentleman. Timothée Chalamet rocked an all-white suit that was pure perfection, while Michael B. Jordan looked dashing in his sleek black tux. But it wasn't just the A-listers who brought their fashion A-game. The Golden Girls of the music industry, aka the Wisteria Wonders, also made a statement on the carpet. Jessie Buckley's bold color blocking and Emma Stone's classic silver sparkle were just a few of the many looks that caught our eye. And then there were the couples. Emma Stone and her hubby looked adorable together, while Teyana Taylor and her beau turned heads with their coordinating outfits. It was truly a night to remember, folks. But enough about the fashion for now, at least. Let's talk about the actual awards ceremony. Who won big and who went home empty-handed? We'll dive into all the juicy details after this break. We'll be right back with more tea on Morning Joan. Welcome back to Morning Joan. We're diving into the world of entertainment now, with a rundown of the latest news from Hollywood. The Oscars have been making headlines lately, and we've got the scoop on what's happening. It seems that Ryan Coogler's film Sinners has been gaining momentum, with its cast winning big at the Actor Awards. But what does this mean for the Oscars? Will Sinners take home the top prize? We're also taking a look at some of the other contenders, including One Battle After Another and Frankenstein. These films have been getting a lot of buzz, with critics praising their cinematography, production design, and performances. And let's not forget about the music. We've got our eyes on the original song category, where Dear Me from Relentless is up against Golden from K-pop Demon Hunters. But it's not all about the big budget films. We're also excited to see some of the smaller movies getting recognition, like The Voice of Hind Rajab in the International Feature Film category. And with the Oscars just around the corner, we can't wait to see who takes home the gold. If you're planning on watching the ceremony, don't forget that it airs live on March 15th on ABC and Hulu. And speaking of staying tuned, we've got one more segment to go before we wrap up today's show. Our final cup of tea is just around the corner, with a fascinating story about... well, you'll just have to wait and see. Welcome back to Morning Joan. We've got one last story to dish out before we wrap up today's show. It's all about the Oscars, baby. Conan O'Brien kicked off the 98th Academy Awards with a monologue that was equal parts hilarious and heartfelt. He started off by joking about being the last human host of the ceremony, saying next year it'll be a Waymo in a tuxedo. Yes, you heard that right, a self-driving car in a tux. But then he took a more serious tone, acknowledging the chaotic times we're living in and how the Oscars bring people together from all around the world. He emphasized the importance of global artistry, collaboration, and optimism, which is just what we need right now. And of course, he couldn't resist throwing some shade at Timothée Chalamet's recent comments about opera and ballet, saying there was increased security at the event due to concerns about attacks from those communities. The monologue was a perfect blend of humor and substance, and it set the tone for what promises to be an exciting awards ceremony. We'll have to wait and see who takes home the top prizes, but one thing's for sure, Conan O'Brien is still the king of comedy. That's all for today's Morning Joan. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, stay fabulous.